Hold the vision, trust the process, commit to today. You've heard that. I'm sure you've heard that. We've all heard that. Here's the problem. Most people are trying to commit to today, trying to create a process without an actual vision. Now, what you need to understand is vision and goals are not the same thing. Having a goal of losing 10 pounds, that's not vision. That's a goal. The vision is the emotion, the why behind it. Vision is so important, and we need to have it from the top down. In order to commit to today, in order to trust a process, you have to have a vision. And I've learned over my lifetime of 2 decades of coaching and counseling that most women don't have vision. You think you have a vision until I start asking you questions. And when I start asking you questions, what ends up happening is like, oh, okay, a little wishy-washy, a little uncertain. Vision needs to be clear. Vision needs to be vivid. Vision needs to be, I can sit on this chair right now and I can recount to you. I can sit here right now and tell you the No Woman Left Behind movement. In 18 months from now, we're putting 20,000 women in a stadium in Miami for the first inaugural event of Herdenity Rises. No woman left behind. Like that, I have it crystal clear. I'm backstage. Me and my team are standing at the edge of the stage. Pitbull's on stage singing Feel This Moment. As I'm sitting there with my team, I look at Alexandria and Kim and I'm feeling it. And I go up on stage and I step on stage and the audience of all of these women, that's vision. That is what keeps me moving forward. And that's just one of my visions. So obviously, I'm very passionate about vision, you can tell. I love talking about vision and identity. They're kind of the 2 things that I love really diving into. And it's the reason I created my vision mastery method. I created a 5-step process to building your vision that is bulletproof. When I say bulletproof, it's a blueprint. It literally is a blueprint, a step-by-step process that you can go through to build your vision for yourself. So I'm going to give you the short version. If you want the long version, if you want to have access to Vision Mastery Method, again, it's available on my website. You can go to my website, thecarriecampbellexperience.com. You can go to my Instagram at @thecarriecampbell_experience. You can find it anywhere. Vision Mastery Method. It's a step-by-step, play-by-play process on how to build your vision. So the vision work that I do it comes in 5 steps. So step number 1 is writing yourself a love letter. Now, you might be thinking, what does writing myself a love letter have to do with my vision? And you might be scratching your head because I do this at my live retreats. And in my community online. Every quarter, I do this online with my community. What I've learned is that women are so busy beating themselves up about what they haven't done and where they failed that it's too hard for them to step into creating a vision if they're in that negative mindset space. So I encourage women to start by writing a love letter to themselves, essentially reminding them how amazing they are, what they're capable of, what they've overcome, what challenges they've gone through, and they're still standing, they're still growing, they're still strong. I want to remind you of who you are and what you're capable of before I set you on this mission to create a vision. Powerful, right? So that's step number 1. Write yourself a love letter. Tell yourself why you're awesome. Tell yourself why you can do it because you've done it before. The second part of the Vision Mastery Method is writing your vision story. Now, admittedly, for a lot of people, this becomes a little bit more challenging because people are used to writing goals. We're used to writing out, I want to lose weight. I want to have 10K in my bank account. I want to get out of financial, but you know what? Nobody gets excited. Nobody really gets excited about having abs. Nobody gets excited to eat lettuce and do hours of cardio for a 6-pack. It's not the abs that is driving you forward. It's how you're going to feel in that body. That's part of the vision. So crafting a vision story, I'm going to put this in like a short synopsis. What I want you to do is I want to project yourself forward 12 months. At the end of next year, or at the end of this year, depending on when you're listening to this, where do you want to be? What do you want to create? Put yourself in an experience. Like I normally do mine. I write my vision story at Christmas Eve, looking back. So you're actually going to write a story in the future about past tense. Does that make sense? So it's Christmas Eve. I'm sitting on the couch. I have a glass of champagne as I'm reflecting back on this past year, where it all began and all the things that I've navigated. And then you write a story about all the things you're going to do. You give it detail, you give it emotion. And I'm actually going to say this is a really powerful way that you can use ChatGPT. I don't love using ChatGPT for things that are coaching related, but for things like this, plug in all the details and ask Chat to help you create a story. Don't let the fact that you don't know how to write a story hold you back. Use it as a tool and an instrument to move you forward. Because I know so many women who have a vision, they can put like pieces together, but then when it comes time to write it, they can't write the actual story. Write yourself a story. Write a story that you can feel, that it's vibrational, that the second you read it, like you're like, yes, that's what I want. It lights my soul on fire. So step number 1 is love letter. Step number 2 is vision story. Step number 3 is creating your anchor statement for that vision story. So what you're going to do is you're going to look at that vision story, and then you're going to create a statement, an anchor statement that's going to anchor you emotionally to that vision story. So 2023 is all about me. That was my anchor statement in 2023. 2024 was refinishing the floor for me. What I meant by refinishing the floor was resetting a foundation. 2025, the year that I thrive. And, those are ones that for me, that's what resonated for me. But the whole point is you have to create, and I love using, I do like bringing in the date, the year. You don't have to do that. You could, my time to rise, my time to thrive. Basically, what you want to do is take that entire vision story, summarize it into one statement that can be your anchor statement. And I want you to put that anchor statement everywhere. Write it at the top of your journal. Put it on the back, your screensaver on the back of your phone. Put it on your computer. Write it on Post-it notes. Because what's going to happen is every single time you read that anchor statement, it's going to trigger the emotion of the vision story. And the emotion is what's going to propel you forward. That's what's going to keep you going. So part number 1 is love letter. Part number 2 is vision story. Part number 3 is your anchor statement. Part number 4 is your mindset process. Your mindset process to achieve this. Now, obviously, there's a lot of different mindset processes that I teach, but really and truly what it comes back to is, okay, looking at this vision story, in the next 3 months, what do I have to focus on first? Let's just say it's fitness and business in your vision story. I ask you to create an inspiration statement. So what is a statement that you can bring into your daily journaling, your daily intention setting, like a mantra that is going to keep you aligned to the next 3 months, because I work in 3 months chunks, keep you aligned to the next 3 months and keep you on task. So for example, right now, I'm going to give you my personal ones right now, 2027, 18, 20K. That's my first inspiration statement. What does that have to do with? In 2027, I plan on putting, in 18 months, in 2027, I plan on putting 20,000 women in a stadium in Miami for Her Identity Rises. My next one is 2026 WC. 2026 world champion, because next year I'm planning on achieving a world champion title. Those are my inspiration statements right now. They change, they've ebbed, they've flowed, but you want to create those inspiration statements. Now, those inspiration statements, what are they used for? They're used to set your daily intentions. So if 2026 world champion is my vision for next year, what matters most today in me accomplishing that? So I set my intentions based on them. I also use those as my anchor in my inspiration statements in my journal for my 4-pillar work. And if you don't know my 4 pillars of mindset, just a reminder: learning your language, counting your wins, reviewing your direction, imagining your outcome. So it all circles around that. So that's the fourth part, creating your mindset system. The 5th part of Vision Mastery Method is your action steps. I tell everyone at the end of building your vision, write an action list. What can you do right now to get you going? Right now, not in 6 months from now, right now. I love it. At one of my retreats several years ago, one of the ladies, she wanted to start building her business. And one of her action steps was getting a new computer. She literally ordered a new computer that day on the spot, so it was home when she got there. So what action steps can you put down? Create the list. Don't think beyond the list. Don't try to force this. Don't overthink it. What actions can you take almost immediately to start to catalyze you moving into your vision? Why do I do that? Because action breeds confidence. When we start taking action, we start to believe that it's going to happen. We start to feel good. That is the Vision Mastery Method. It literally is almost no fail if you execute it. So let me recap. Number 1 is love letter to yourself. Step 2 is your vision story. Step 3 is your anchor statement. Step 4 is your mindset process. And step 5 is your action item list. That is vision mastery method. Now, what I'm going to encourage you to do, this is what I do in my online community with Herdenity. Every quarter online, I host an online retreat where I walk women through the entire process all over again. Why? Because you need to audit your vision. You start a vision 1 year, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to go that way. You need to keep auditing it, keep it top of the mind so that you can make sure that it's still in alignment with where you're going. So when you do your first vision mastery, put it on your calendar every quarter, mark it off, go away by yourself and sit into your vision. If you are not doing this for yourself, you are missing the boat on you. Literally, there is nothing more important than your vision and what you want. Audit it every quarter. Reset it at the beginning of the year. Heck, buy the Vision Mastery Method program and then get a bunch of your girlfriends together and do it together after New Year's. Build a vision for yourself because you deserve it. So just a reminder, you can access Vision Mastery Method. Go to my website, The Carrie Campbell Experience, or go onto Instagram, The Carrie Campbell _experience. You can access it in both places. Honestly, ladies, if I were you, I would start choosing you today and get on that because vision is everything. Without vision, we have literally no idea where we're going. Remember, nothing changes without action. Listening is the spark, but action is where the fire ignites. If this episode moved you, do what bold women do. Rate it, share it, tag me at the Carrie Campbell _experience and pass it on to the ones in your life who need this message. Don't keep the inspiration to yourself. And if you're ready to go deeper, come find me at the Carrie Campbell _experience. For the women who refuse to be left behind, join us inside the No Woman Left Behind movement, a community where we rise together, rewrite our stories, and claim the future that's already ours. Hold the vision, trust the process, commit to today. Until next time, let's redefine, reclaim, and rise together.